Hello everyone, my name is Lance090 and welcome back to Let's Play Cities Skylines. So we're going to start a new city. It's been a little while since I've played, for you guys at least. I've been playing single player quite a bit. I've been working on making maps myself. And I've been looking at a bunch of different mods, so let me demonstrate which ones I have. We're still going to play with the main three locked. The only one I'd really consider is probably Unlock All, but I find that it still gives you a lot more money to start with because you kind of need it because everything's unlocked and people are going to complain about it. But the problem is it's really hard to pace yourself, so I think it's better to just start at the start and to slowly grow. Purchase all 25 areas, pretty self-explanatory. Automatic bulldozing of abandoned and burned buildings, so you don't have to do it yourself. And then it helps with land values and stuff since the abandoned and burned buildings bring them down. Enable tree brush in-game, so normally you have to place one tree down at a time for $10. This one makes it so you can put down swaths of trees like you might see in other games. The difference here is it does make it so it's free, so it's a little bit of a cheat, but I don't plan to use it a whole lot, just every now and then. Receive full construction costs when demolishing a building. It's already like 80%. And honestly, I don't really even need this one anymore because it doesn't do what I thought it would do. I thought it would mean that at any point if I delete a building, it'll give me my money back. But no, all it does is makes it so you get 100% back instead of 80% when it's recently placed. So it's not necessarily one I actually need to have, but I'm going to have it anyway. Extended road upgrade lets you upgrade between 1- and 2-way roads. You know, that was one feature that wasn't in the game to start with. Remove the film grain effect. This is very subtle, but the game does have like this film grain effect, and taking this out will make things a little bit more clear. Enable achievements. Enables achievements when mods are loaded. Pretty self-explanatory. I think this is kind of funny because it's oh, what's the name of that meme? Yo dog. Yo dog, I heard you like mods, so added a mod that allows your mods. Autosave, pretty self-explanatory. First person camera mode. You can toggle this camera mode to go into first person, it's kind of cool. And traffic report tool, which allows you to click on vehicles or road sections. A section of road. And see where the vehicles are going so you can figure out your traffic problems better. And then I have a bunch of assets. They're mostly just road interchanges. And then I have 2 slim parks. And this is something I made, a real coal power plant, because I was kind of... I don't know if I was talking about it before, but the base game power plant only puts out 40 megawatts, which means you have to replace it pretty early in the game, even if you go with coal instead of wind power. And in real life, like I live near a coal power plant in real life, it produces 510 megawatts normally, and at maximum it can produce 1,200. So yeah, it needs a buff. And then maps. I didn't download anyone else's maps yet, but I've made a few of my own. These are 2 that are in progress right now. But this is the area I was born in, Panama, Illinois, and the area I live in now, Collinsville, Illinois. We're probably gonna play in Collinsville for our new game here. For some reason, like my original map of it hasn't deleted itself yet. Like I told it to delete and there's some kind of glitch going on. So I'm gonna have to go into the game files and delete that one. Here's the actual one. Call it Collinsville and jump inside. So Cities Skylines is pretty awesome with its map editor because you can import height maps into the game and it'll generate the map there based on the height map data. And so that's why this looks so realistic looking. Like I didn't do any of this by hand, this is mostly just the height map got imported and I put down the trees and the fertile zones and stuff. Other than that, and the roads, I put in the roads. But all the actual terrain stuff was done with the height map. I had to mess around with the water to get it to look right. But yeah, so let's get started here. One thing I should talk about, just in case if any of you are actually familiar with this area, the Collinsville area, you'll know that it's not actually this wet here. In fact, all this is dried up. Well, if you look at this height map data, I mean, you look at this. This is a river. Very clearly, it's a river. So I think what it was is I think after the first or the last ice age, when all the ice caps, not ice caps, but glacial sheets melted, Illinois was kind of like right on the border of that. So like all the flooding happened in this area, and I think that this is where all these rivers and stuff came from. This is the Mississippi River, probably at its height. In real life, there's a road that goes along here, and you can see the sheer drop-off onto this just flat plain. But yeah, as you can imagine, the Mississippi River is just so... It's a huge river, and it came up all the way to here at one point. But in reality, it's way, way farther west. Also, the game just wouldn't be playable if I didn't have any water on the map, so... Yeah, I had to put water in. I think it looks really cool anyway. Alright, so let's place this silly two-way road that we have to put down. Get started. And as before, I still think that starting thing I came up with is pretty good with the 6-way road. Eventually it becomes not good enough, but for a while it's good. Trying to get it kind of in line with these highways here. Try to do this as prettily as we can here. That's pretty good. Alright, so that's our way in. I have to be careful not to overspend. Let's get some of our base stuff put in here. Trying to maximize our space here. I don't know how it generates the wind map, because it didn't tell me to put it in. So I guess it's based on the height map data. But, I don't know. I think it'd be based on something separate. And like, why is this area windy then? Because this area is really flat. You know what? I think this is where I went in with a custom tool to kind of flatten this terrain. So maybe it did something there. Alright, so those two are in. I'm gonna put the sewage pump right next to them, kind of so I don't have to run a power line to it later. Oh, you know what? Well, I have full refunds, so that's why you might like that. That's why I got that mod, I guess. I just put the drain pipe where the water it'd be going down into my drinking pipe. I'm backwards there for a second. That could have been bad. It's a good thing we had full refund. And then the poop pipe be going down here. Alright. I'm gonna go back to the roads again. Trying to think of how exactly I want to do this. So this is where it's really important. Remember, the traffic problems that I start at the beginning of the game will come back on us later if I don't do it right the first time. I want the industry near the road, near the highway. And then I want the commercial, and then I want the residential. But I can't really build something that long. It'll cost too much. Oops. Accidentally right-clicked. It's already running a bit thin. Oh, this should be good. Okay. I also have to remember to put in the pipes and the cables. The game's been paused, so even though it took me, since it's been a while since I placed this down, I'll still get the rebate. Just want to make sure it's long enough to get one more road in. Alright. Go. I think it'd be interesting if there was a cost saving for putting power on the ground instead of in the water. I think overall it's pretty much the same. I think this is just because I'm drawing it at an angle. I think it'd be cheaper to build it on the ground. In fact, it saved a little bit of money to do it more diagonally into the water. Alright. Oh, water. As soon as you start the simulation, you start losing money since you're not making any taxes and all you're doing is spending on these things. Water pipes and stuff. Always turn the water budget to 0. Or 50% to start with. You should all have power. Well, you didn't build very smartly, did you? I'll fill this one in first, and then we'll have power. Do it. Build right there. Do it, you don't have anywhere else to build, you have to. You have no choice, you have to build there. Do it! Do it, you bastards. Fuckers. Cocksucking sons of bitches. Made me do that, that made me spend money. And them goddamned power. Swear on me mum. Swear on me mum, everyone. Come on, money. Just trying to see if I can notice that the film grain effect is gone. I think it does look more clear. It is very subtle though. Build some houses over here. Else it gets the hose again. Alright, now we're getting money. That's all I like to do, is just start getting money. Because then theoretically you can just let the town sit for as long as you want. Alright, how's the power exactly flowing? Right. Go. But yeah, when it comes to designing, laying out the town, there's a few main things to remember. Because it's not, isn't like this in all city builders. And I think it's actually pretty cool. The commercial buildings will get supplies from the industrial sector. So you'll want to have access between the industrial sector and the commercial sector so that they can just trade goods back and forth. And then they both also have to have access to the main road so that they can send supplies out and so tourists can visit the commercial sector. Then you also have to have residential access to these areas so that they can work there. Which that part's usually true in most city builders, but the part that isn't always true is these two shipping between each other. Alright, we're a little hamlet. Taxes, loans, garbage, healthcare, school, etc., etc. Alright, so middle of my residential area is gonna be here-ish. I'm not exactly sure where, but I'm gonna put them on this road here. Healthcare, landfill. I'm never really sure where I want to put this at. I usually put it like near the industry, but not directly on top of it. I probably don't have to pay them at 100% right now. Either do I have to on the healthcare, bring it to 75. And then if I'm on a school, I have to buy it now. I really want to make sure it's on the big road. Gives it better access. Just seeing if these It only set out 3 garbage trucks, so I want to make sure that they are able to do everything. It's a box truck. It might need to be a little bit higher. And you might need a 4th truck. Water should still be fine. Power is going to be getting there at some point. I actually managed to get all the services in without taking a loan, which is not always possible. I don't know if the landfill actually needs any power, but actually it says 209. Maybe it doesn't need. If I bring it to 50%, how many does it have? Oh, so that's what we can watch. I can just see if it ever goes up to 404. I don't know if I need to get that up higher or not. Okay. Still doesn't add up quite exactly right. Okay, full refund. This is what we wanted. Amount of money. Might have to be bulldozing some houses in the future just to get things done for now. Okay, power's out. Amount of money, I think I might have to take that first loan. I can just up the budget on the power for now. Oh, there, yeah, they did it. Got us to this part at least. I've talked about all of it before, so I'm not gonna reread it. I'm sure these are still making 8. I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes the size of these things changes. I'm not exactly sure what triggers it, but they do. You back down to 100. How's the water doing? It's getting there. These guys don't have access to water. Garbage. So 1 of 4. Now I'm gonna start having fires and crime, so first loan. We're good, we're good. Oops. And then these guys. Oh no, they're probably fine. Let's bring them to 75 for now, along with the police department. Because they always seem to be over on them, and then education never seems to be good enough. Yeah, this should be good. I don't want my commercial zone to be there forever, though. I really like how we're just flowing straight in here, but I think I have to make it into an intersection. Gonna make people sad, but water problems. Okay, water needs to go up now. 75%. Power's tapped out. This little spot is full. Is there any 8 spots, like, on the way? Oh, there's 8 spots over here, though, somewhere. See it shrunk. Well, it's only a 7 spot, so it's probably not even getting me 8% power. Which means it wasn't worth building over here. Wow, residential jumped up all of a sudden. The scale must have changed after they had their commercial. That's what I'm guessing. We're out of time for this episode, so hope to see you all next time. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like or a comment, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. So, I hope you all have a good day.